Children on the corner, waiting for a bus that will take them to school and exploit their trust. He starts the car, sparks with one crank. It's those good old-fashioned American mechanics. And even though he'd rather own a new import, it's dependable and more important, it's all he can afford. He stops by the coffee shop to pick up some smokes and a cup of joe. Back into the Ford with the windows rolled up, so when the radio rocks, he can sing along freely. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. At the top of his lungs, the words burst through shameless. Pushing that green, trying to beat the time. Oh well, whatever, never mind. Nothing else matters when you're knifing through traffic. Wishing it was a stick shift, it's an automatic. Listening to the road, voice of the nomad. How he'd love to leave, drive away, never go back. Wheels keep on turning, 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 and turning. Alone is when he finally feels like a person. Light another Nat Sherman, crack the window, feel the wind blow. Serenity tenfold. God bless whoever invented sunglasses. And while you're at it, save the saints that work the fast food drive-thrus. Objects are closer than they appear, cause when you're by yourself, there ain't nobody else to lie to. Talk radio gets a lot of play in his vehicle. It teaches him topics to discuss with real people. So when he stops to get gas or hit that coffee shop, his neurotic ass can act like he knows a whole lot. Pour some sugar on me, my counterfeit personality. He's a loner, Dottie, he's a rebel. He's gonna drive the Escort to the middle of that meadow, thinking about how he could leave this city. Fill the tank and towards the water he'll flee. Or maybe he should just go get a picture at the CC and find a stool at the bar where he can stare at the TV. Either way, tomorrow'll be just like today, and that's all it takes to make the change. He loves to drive more than he loves being alive, and this town doesn't even know his real name. He goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. So here I am, trying to be the man, right? Using my gun to see at night, sleeping with my flashlight, and in the afterlife I hope the AC works, so while I wake, well I'ma pass pass out and taste this curb, and she attacked with flirts, smacked my nerves. Wearing that black skirt, got my nature so hard it made my back hurt. I cracked a smirk cause I was dumb and drunk. She gave a wink and a smile and dropped the quarter in my cup. Man, people are kinda odd, so I keep my eyebrow raised. I only hear the words for what they mean. Know what I mean? And I do believe in God, cause I keep coming across all these fine women with low self-esteem. Yeah, you know what I mean? I've got attention deficit, I've got the bedroom eyes, I've got the storms in my head, I've got my telephone voice. I've got to make a decision of whether I live or die. I'd rather just run, cause either way it's one hell of a choice. Yo, my car is like my own personal universe. She's my drug and it only takes 12 bucks to fill her up. But in my galaxy there ain't no room for Earth, so I'm leaving it cause I can feel the oil pressure building up. Turning over the ignition of my solar system, check the gauges, pushing the tape, put my foot on the brake. Shift existence, light my cigarette and take it state to state until I crash into my fate. Now I'm giving back everything they gave me. Not a damn thing. It'll take more than a good DJ to save me. I'm not dancing. I can't seem to make up my bed, much less my mind. So I'ma take another puff to my head and press rewind. I wish this car had cruise control so I could rest my legs. I've got this itch to prove my soul and test my fate. Doing honey in a 65, got stopped by a copper, caught, spotted and radared by a chopper. Wisconsin style, over the limit by 40 miles. Watch me smile, cause I ain't been round here for a long while. Grabbed my paper, gave a thank you, have a nice day. Yo, word of advice, trade the donuts in and get some rice cakes. Back to my travels, running from my shadows. And hitchhikers and bikers in the horn, harassing the cattle. Bareback, sticking to the seat, sweat dripping from the heat. Digging through a cooler of brew, I'm looking for something to eat. Yo, there's a Hardee's at the next spot. Don't wanna, but I need to, cause I'm craving something to chase the taste of this tequila. Yeah, you guys got. Yeah, can you put some barbecue sauce? I want alright, check it out. I want the honey bun. Chicken pebbles. No, onion bun. Onion bun. Onion rings. Extra pork. Word up. Can you supersize that? Yo, you got kind of a pretty voice. Yo, what time you get off work? 90 East towards Chicago. On my way to Cincinnati. And I won't ever let them catch me. And I won't ever make them happy. Hide your wives and your daughters when I'm passing through the hometown. Casting line into the water, catching goldfish out your bowl. And I'm as cool as the cat that came to school just for lunch. I'm the rebel, pissing in the public pool just for fun. High speed in the sun, everyone is speaking in tongues. Find the talk radio station, turn it up so it bumps. Don't cry, girl, I'm out and I'ma make my way east. Cause everyone in my world is taking my piece. I need release, and I don't think I'ma find it between your legs. I'm just joking, I'm only going to the corner to get some eggs. So while she starts making the coffee, I toss my bags in the back seat. And I can remember it all, like it must have happened last week. Sometimes I stop to think of all the money I've spent, how I'd rather live in a tent than bust my ass to pay the rent. But I'm eager to pay my dues, and I'd be glad to pay the toll. And I've agreed to sing the blues ever since the day I broke just loose. Like a blindfolded child walking through the toy store. Voice, not even aware that the world is my oyster. My car is like my own personal universe. She's my drug and it only takes 12 bucks to fill her up. But in my galaxy there ain't no room for Earth, so I'm leaving it cause I can feel the oil pressure building up. Turning over the ignition of my solar system, check the gauges, pushing the tape and put my foot on the brake. Shift existence, light my cigarette and take it state to state until I crash into my fate. My car is like my own personal universe. She's my drug and it only takes 12 bucks to fill her up. And in my galaxy there ain't no room for Earth, so I'm leaving it cause I can feel the oil pressure building up. Turning over the ignition of my solar system, check the gauges, pushing the tape, put my foot on the brake. Shift existence, light my cigarette and take it state to state until I crash into my fate. walks amongst the flies that hover over the map. Here lies, but only when there's a reason. Measures life by the tragedy, the comedy, the season. Poor at handling and managing income, but got enough love to pass around and then some. Been done, bad there, a name you can trust. Read the whole matchbook and put a flame to the brush. Good with pets, rips up sets. Put the show in biz, trying to give what you get. When you let him run free with the thought, pull the line in and try to see what you caught. I ain't all that bad, but I ain't all that great. Went back to the lab and began to mutate. Wait, I still look the same, still got the same dumb name. Ain't a damn thing changed. But if you like surprises, I know of a party where they all dance around to your heartbeat. Bring your own agenda and embrace your flaws. Let's put a face on this common cause. And he said some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't get along, but we sing the same song. Party for the fight to right. Stay gold, pony boy, stay true, outspoken. Make a record, Mr. Gangster, and get them all open with the theories, the stories, the truth, the myths. It's all therapy on top of turntable riffs. This industry's big, so big in fact, that we can all get some and we can give some back. And if it's done correct, we'll make more than noise. So pick it up and pick me up when you're bored with the toys. As a child, hip-hop made me read books, and hip-hop made me want to be a crook, and hip-hop gave me the way and something to say, and all I took in return was a second look. Son, you shook, cause ain't no such thing as halfway there. Getting good at acting like you just don't care. The circle of life, you're trying to make it square. Conditioning self to sit still and stare. Oh, where have all the sheep gone? Burnt down the farm and turned the TV on. John Coltrane, Marvin Gaye, and Bob Marley all get invitations to my party. He said some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't get along, but we sing the same songs. Party for the fight to right. And if I spent any more time inside my head, I'd probably need some leather straps attached to my bed. And if I go another day without eating a meal, I'm gonna show you what it means to keep it real. And if they keep shooting guns up and down my block, I swear to God I'll be the first one to call the cops. And if I gotta hear that song ever again, you're gonna have to share some of that beer, my friend. They mistake me as happy, go lucky, just another face head bobbing nobody. But from where I stand, they sound like spies, filling all the children's heads with lies. Well, alright, get your money right, but right now tonight I want you to pick a side. So when you got your power and you got your cheddar, let's get together, soldier, overthrow this hold and make these roads better. Bring it on, right now. He said bring it on, right now. He looked you in the eye and he said bring it on, right now. Ain't nothing but a party, y'all, let's get it on. Some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't get along, but we sing the same song. Party for the fight to right. Some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't get along, but we sing the same song. Party for the fight to right. Some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't all get along, but we sing the same song. Party for the fight to right. Some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't all get along, but we sing the same song. Party for the fight to right. Some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't all get along, but we sing the same song. Party for the fight to right. We'll right on. Trying to lift her, pull her. 6 in the morning and I'm taking a nap in the back of the car, waiting for the stars to snap. The scars on my cap remind me of the time we went to Fargo with a car full of anxiety, an angel's breast and a tank top. She started at my heart, she's trying to make it stop. And if I haven't learned nothing, then I've learned a lot. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. Give it up, turn it loose for the sake of life. If I knew not what I knew, then I'd make her my wife. I've been chasing these mice for too long, debating with God about who's right and who's wrong. Got a new song to sing, a little happier, hurting that I didn't learn the words until after the fact. That the matter is a matter of fact. I doubt that I'll ever even try to work it out to having her back. Used to skip classes, now I skip breakfast. Never skip practice, and I need to flip the mattress to help me forget the kiss, the lips, the soft. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it. So I'll tear down these walls, let the chips fall. Let's all go outside and play a game of kickball, laugh a little and live a lot. She squeals and giggles when I hit that spot. If you give me a minute and I could finish my beer and move a tad bit closer to the limits of here. And when it gets clear and the sun comes back, we could drive too fast, we could fly off the tracks. Tuck in your shirt, hike up your skirt. Welcome to the jungle where the tigers give birth. I only took my time because she looked so fine, and it makes me crazy trying to pay them no mind. You should save your spine and stay on the struggle. Shoot the trouble and keep the temper subtle. My rent just doubled because they took my roommate, and I'm keeping these movies because they all passed the due date. Close, cover before striking. Lick a missile at the bird and try to cripple its right wing. And I end every sentence with a ... Mama had a baby and his head popped off. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it. Said out loud, we must network. Should have been more specific. Now have this daily pressure. Some of them just don't get it. Leave me at the beginning, start over and do it well. Shut my trap, stop complaining, stay sober and step on shells. My oh my, yours oh yours. And when it snows, it pours. And when I'm running out of fire, I just open the doors and go sit on the porch and watch the neighborhood wars. But I've got the sun, and I've got my son, and I've got my will to run until I'm dead and done. And this is for the love we found and the love we lost. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it. You better find a way, you better do it soon. It's like the middle of May and you've only got till June. And if I'm forced to watch you touch the torch to that spoon even one more time, I swear to God, I'm gonna implode. The sky's too high to hold, too thick to pet. So fold up the 2 bits and hide them in your wallet, in your pocket full of trauma. And love notes you wrote to the angels gathered around the pole, crooning and star strangled the band. Laid in a bed made from propaganda and roamed the avenues of humility. And I kept the toothbrush in the glove compartment next to the napkins. So when I'm finally privileged and touched with a permanent address, and I'll be relaxed after this gin and tonic, and I'll bless your track after the impact of a comet, and I'll pay the mortgage after I finish paying homage. I promise, consider it accomplished. For every cigarette butt that's trying to climb out of my ashtray signifies another phase in this cascade. The great migraine. We think it's difficult enough to just live, much less gain. Well, I put my $2 on the table just like the sign says. Proceeded to ask God to give me one good reason why we shouldn't perish. She says it's careless as we are, unstable as we seem. Selected few of y'all have found something to cherish. I counted that, maybe just to be argumentative, I don't know. But I was like, yo, can't we spare the ones that are worth it? She's like, no, I need the comparisons. I think she could tell by the way I'm responding that I'm getting a little nervous. So I went far left and just said thank you. Thank you for the time, for the mind, for the breath, for the flesh. Thank you for the quest. Thank you for the vision that spawns anxiety. Trying to see and feel why I'm living. Time is money, every moment is costly. So I ration emotion, cause existence exhausts me. Oddly enough, I'm happy I ain't famous. Imagine waking up to the fact that you're simply entertained. that you're using.